Good afternoon. I'm here to share with you my experience after doing my PhD. I did my PhD in Italy, in northern Italy, as part of a European research network. There, I found that there are basically two main focus about early warning system. The traditional one, which is the technical one, based on the knowledge of the risk and the monitoring and emission of the warning. And there is the community-based approach, which is basically the dissemination of the warning and the response capability. So it seems quite logical to integrate both approaches. By doing that, I did that by reading a lot, as any PhD, working a lot with the stakeholders, doing a lot of field work, and then I say, okay, this is my result, it's scientific solid. I estimated that I will need 1 or 2 years per location to implement it. I will need a team of 20 people, around 20 people, and I will need a lot of money, depending on the population and the hazard. But then, when I went back to Colombia, I was really lucky because I got the possibility to work with a public institution, which is an environmental agency. There, in 2015, there was a big disaster in Salgar, municipality of Salgar, that caused 120 people by a flash flood. Then the government said, it would be a good idea to implement early warning systems. So the institutions say, yeah, go for it, do your thing. But then you will have just 4 to 5 months to implement it per project in 12 locations with teams of 4 to 8 people, and the budget will be roughly 1/10 of the minimum budget I estimated once. The good thing that both experiences share, it was that I will have a transdisciplinary team with multiple stakeholders. So we work together in order to create and adapt my methodology into something practical. So the base of that was to consider in the available resources and the local conditions, both the social and the geographical conditions. And the idea was to strengthen each of the components of the early warning. So by doing that, we did it through different activities, and some of the activities will be transversal in order to connect all the different components. We will have to include as many people as possible. We will combine the technical and the colloquial languages by using something called a dialogue of knowledge, which is not a top-down or bottom-up approach, but an horizontal approach by building trust and mutual respect among everyone. So doing all these activities in such a short time, it was already a challenge. But for us, one of the main challenges was to achieve the continuity of the system. So what will happen once we leave, once we finish the project? So I'm really happy and proud to share with you something that I was told just last week. It seems that in one of the locations with higher risk, during this year, it has worked effectively twice. Thanks to that, there were no injuries, no fatal victims. So this proves that if we integrate scientific and local knowledge, we can all help to achieve a more sustainable and less dangerous landscapes. Thank you very much.